Oh boy, it's a beautiful Tuesday right here on Crossing Lines, your daily meetup. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, 12 p.m. Eastern. I'm Donnie Rightside. He is Jeff Nadu, and away we go for an hour and a half of your time with nothing but excitement, relaxation, anger, and also some bets, Jeff. It's what we do on Crossing Lines.
I don't know if there'll be any anger. Why would there be any anger?
Oh, wait, come on. We got to get you angry someday. The best content out of here is when Jeff Nadu is angry. It is.
I mean, there's not really much to be angry about, though. I mean, it's, as usual, I was right. No one will say I was right, but they'll just tend to tell you when I wasn't right.
Don't say as usual, though, Jeff. Come on now. Don't say as usual in soccer. In baseball, you are right.
From the beginning, I told you the U.S. wasn't good enough, and when they played a real team, they'd get beat up. I got to tell you, I didn't know that they would lose last night, but I didn't think they'd lose 4-1. Brutal. Over easy. Over was easy. That over with them was easy all tournament, it seemed like.
It was, Jeff. We got a big show today, of course. We're going to have some Major League Baseball bets a little bit later in the show. But more importantly, Jeff, do you know what kicks off officially right now at 12 Eastern? Argentina versus Egypt, Jeff. So let's spend a little bit of time with that. We will cover this game from a more in-depth standard. But obviously, if the game is kicking off right now, Jeff, do you have any thoughts on Argentina-Egypt here? Any action?
Yeah, I do want to talk about something about the World Cup that I'm really just not totally understanding. Like, every day the times are different with these matches. Like, why are we not having uniformed times?
Yeah, why 12 today, by the way? And yesterday was mid-afternoon. You're right about that.
Like, I can understand
because it's Atlanta, Georgia, but you can't play at 4 o'clock in Atlanta, Georgia.
I can understand as well. Like when the tournament first starts, right? When you have a bunch of teams, you got a lot of games to get through. You started at 12. You put like a random game on. I understand that, but like one day these games are on at like 5. Next day, one game's on at 1, then at noon. Like, it's very dumb. It's a Tuesday in the middle of July. Understand that during this season, there's really nothing going on other than baseball. Why is this game not on at 4 or 5? You put another game on at 8. Like, I don't understand. As far as the game itself, look, I'd have a hard time betting against Argentina. The problem is, value-wise, to get any, you're going to have to lay a goal and a half. You're going to have to play an over 2.5, an over 3.5 to make any money. I think, obviously, the goal for Egypt is to be kind of defensive-minded, park the bus, try to not give up a goal. When you lay a handicap, obviously, you want an early goal, and then you kind of get that team out of their defensive stature a little bit. They go for a little bit more. You hit them on the counter, maybe go up 2. But, yeah, look, I'm sure the whole world would bet Messi to score. Argentina will advance. I don't have much past that. I didn't play this match personally.
Yeah, no, again, just watching it, and the U.S. has been knocked out, which we're going to get to that in depth, Jeff. But yesterday on the show, had a lot of fun, opened up the week. You came back from Vegas here now. Saw the tweets out there, and we talked about it a little bit yesterday, Jeff. Did you have some time to sort of sit back and say to yourself, maybe it's right, Jeff, to get out of Lancaster and maybe spread your wings a bit? Any other thoughts on that?
I don't know if it's about it, like I love my hometown. I've lived here most of my life.
By the way, no BS from me. I love that area of the country. Jeff lives in an awesome area, and I at least make 1 to 2 pilgrimages every single year up to Lancaster country. So
that's one thing about that's one thing about the town I live in that's kind of sad is it's super misunderstood. A lot of people just think of it as, it's a place where all the Amish live. Yeah, they live here, but like the city itself is awesome. It's a clean. It's just a great place. You've been there many times.
Yes.
I love living here. And my mom still lives in the area. I have siblings. I will also say, this might be new news to people, but I'm actually going to be an uncle pretty soon, so I'm pretty happy about that. I don't know if I told you about that.
No,
Donnie,
you didn't. How about that? Boy, girl, do we know? Do we have a
boy?
Unveiling?
A boy. Yeah.
Wow, a boy. No, it won't be a Nadu, though, but it still carry on the tradition, though. Bloodlines are still out there.
No, he'll be a Nadu for sure.
Oh, brother. I was thinking maybe sister. Okay, there you go.
Yeah. So that's exciting for me. I'm not a big, I don't know that I'll ever have kids of my own, maybe, but it'd be cool to have a niece or nephew. My family, my extended family, I have a huge extended family. My father had 15 brothers and sisters. Yeah. My mom had 5, but there's a lot of bad blood just with over the years. But either way, long story short, I've never really had an interest in leaving here. I don't know that I really have an interest. I love this area. I went to Vegas. I loved it. I thought it was great. I enjoyed how it was always sunny. I love that. I'm not going to say I'll never come back here, but maybe for a few years, go out there, see how it goes.
Nah, it'd be wonderful, man. Then again, it gives people a chance to fly out and meet Nadu. Like, hey, I'm going to my buddy's house for the weekend here. He lives in Vegas. This isn't a Vegas thing. I just want to go out and see and hang out and do some stuff.
Maybe
so
I'll do tours where like you have to like, I take you on like trips with me and stuff, you know.
Yeah, you rent a Bugatti, you guys sitting there and you tour the strip, you drive up and down it, and say, here's what we're doing here. We're going to meet these people, have a good lunch, and do all that good stuff. And that's the way we get down. 5 minutes, Jeff, into the Argentina-Egypt game. No score yet. So when that actually changes, we'll get back to it and update you. And also, the chat box is fantastic for doing that. Welcome to the chat box today. Every single day, more and more subscribers. So you're watching right now live. If you forgot, what the hell you're waiting for here? Hit the subscribe button, like, and comment here. That's the goal. We have huge things that we're going to be doing with this channel and with this show throughout the summer as our evolution kicks off during football season. You don't want to miss out, so get in on the ground floor, hit the subscribe, turn on the notifications as we get after. And by the way, Jeff, I know you. You love yourself some college basketball. You love yourself some college football. But I think you better start shining the light, because one thing with this show has provided, Joe Lisi came on last week. He's hammering away now in baseball. I've been on a streak since I started tracking June 19th in Major League Baseball, won again yesterday. But Jeff, even you last night, late night, little team total on the Dodgers, bing, bong, boom, cash in. This show is a cash cow for Major League Baseball.
Yeah, I mean, you've always kind of had success with it. I mean, you and I have kind of been the false flag betting baseball for a while. You know, baseball is something where, you know, I talked about it yesterday. It's kind of just the gift that keeps on giving. And I mean, you have a team like the Rockies who are not good. I think they've kind of said to themselves, well, we're just, we just kind of throw out who we have. You know, the bullpen was actually pretty good. I mean, they didn't give up a run. But again, Kyle Freeland is not a major league pitcher. And I mean, I saw it with the Rockies years ago. They thought Kyle Kendrick was a major league pitcher after his tour with the Phillies. He went out there and got crushed. Dodgers didn't need many innings. They got the team total by the 4th inning, which was nice. It's a fun little sport, and not for nothing. I mean, I kind of mentioned last night some hot weather down in Washington. What a wild game that was, 12-11. Both teams hit the over themselves. Baseball's fun, man. If you could spot kind of the pitchers that you want to fade. Donnie, I will tell you today.
Okay.
I'm going to fade a pitcher who, I got to say, I just think is kind of pedestrian this season, at least the last couple of months. So,
or at least even the last start as well. Hint, people, we're not going to give this away, but I know where Jeff's going, and I love that. When you take a look, because, you know, we had on, you know, multiple people, Jeff, and the one thing that people don't like to do is, I don't want to bet against this name pitcher, even if it looks like that name pitcher is supposed to get rocked. Oh, there's better spots out there. Jeff's right about that. Sometimes when you have better pitchers, you get a better price to fade that pitcher, and Jeff has one up his sleeve today. I got a couple spots here. We're going to go over some top pitchers today, some awful pitchers today, some good RBI props. And yesterday for me, Jeff, sort of a disappointment, because I came up with 0.83 units, which I'll take every single night, as you said it yesterday. All you want to be is positive on a day-to-day basis, and you'll live with that. But understand this, too. Like, I had RBI props. I hit my first 2. Washington. I had Wood and Garcia. 1-2 punch here. Both hammering away and hit that. It's like, boy, I got 2 really big RBI props related tonight. No matter what happens, I already won. Padres got shut out yesterday. So I went 2-2 and Sue had a really nice day. The positivity, Jeff, of taking plus unit games here. You can go 500, make good money. You can.
Yeah, no, and I'm going to do that today. But I also think when you're up, you've got to take a little bit more of a chance. You know, play that extra spot. Maybe you maybe press it a little bit more. But yeah, no, look, that's the great thing about playing a plus 140 and a plus 160. You just make you just hit one of them, and you're gonna take profit into the next day. As we said time and time again, Donnie and I we came into this game a long time ago as far as even doing content.
Mean streets.
I'm not one of these people that's going to sit here and put together a 7-team home run parlay for you. During football, we're going to break games down. I'm betting sides, totals. Occasionally, I'll bet a team total. But again, always remember, we started the show in the middle of the summer. Okay, the goal was to build it. Once football gets here, it's going to be just fun to just sit here and talk about games and teams and situations. And we're going to start that pretty soon, Donnie, talking about college football teams, conferences, NFL stuff, training camp. I saw yesterday, 1 month, or it might be today, 1 month until the Hall of Fame game,
preseason,
which is
Yeah. I told you, Jeff, as soon as we hit July, like that's football season for me. And Jeff is right about this. You see it because Jeff and I used to do a show a little while back. And by the way, across the street, as we like to say, I went back and watched some of those, videos from way back in the day. They're still all out there. And talking about like building things up and the way you do it here, we had so much fun on those. So when you see us have, and also Jeff and I have done what we call the summer sit down, come in agreement here, have some topics, have some fun, relaxing in the summer. But that starts to change once you get to that hardcore handicapping mixed in with topics. That's when it goes to the next level. And we have all that prepared for you. So just wait on it. It's going to happen. Relax. It's the summer. Go down the shore. Go down to the beach, Jeff, or lake houses out here. Take your vacations because once we start August 1st, when you go, there will be live games this month, Jeff. That's when the tone starts to change. And the thing we do best, get after it.
Yeah, for sure. You mentioned those old shows. I always find it funny when I'm on Twitter and like somebody, let's say they disagree with what I'm saying. So like they're pissed because the U.S. lost and I'm kind of like shoving it in their face. Mm-hmm. The kid last night puts a photo up of me when I was like much bigger.
Yes.
And I was like, oh yeah, cool, man. Like this was me like 150 pounds ago. This is kind of where I'm at now. Like, it's such a flex. I don't know if they know that I don't look like that no more.
I love when they do that.
Is that all you have on me?
Oh, you're fat. And it's like, yeah, I'm really not. So, okay.
Listen, when you lose 150 pounds, let me know.
Yeah.
But we don't know what you look like always. It's always the anonymous people, right? It's always, I'm the picture of health and look like Brad Pitt, of course, I'm sure, right?
Yep. The people always love when you put up the screenshots of them and their picture and whatever they have going on. Like, Jeff looks like his lineup is terrible. The guy's got like, half a head of hair at that point.
Or he doesn't have any. Or it's like, Nadu, no one gives a shit about what you're saying. But it's so-and-so follows you.
Yes. It's like, they're the best ones who are, can you believe this? And then they have like, 3 followers. And it's not to punch down on people, but it's not as Jeff is going after people and screenshotting people with 3 or 4 followers. It's those people with the 3 or 4 followers that come after Jeff. And that's what happens, man. You get burned up in the afterburner.
I just think to myself, like, how are you on Twitter for 10 years? You have 60 followers. Like maybe you're just not good at tweeting. Like you should just stop.
I mean, sooner than later, you'll be like, okay, I told you to take the Eagles first half and you gain 5 or 6 followers every once in a while. But it is what it is, Jeff. Top stories. Let's get to it last night. I got to tell you, I was excited for the game. I was trying to tell the wife and kid a little watch party down in the basement. And as I started watching, Jeff, and I said, you know what? You can tell because Jeff sometimes, and I will do it as well. You watch one drive in a football game, you know exactly where that football game is going. You watch the first inning of a baseball game, like this isn't going to set up well. The United States men's national team last night came in and a lot of hype. BELGIUM was back in that lineup. It's going to be exciting. And it looked like the varsity playing the junior varsity for most of that game. So, Jeff, coming into the game, I'm just a fan. I'm not a soccer handicapper. You know that. I was rooting for the U.S., but it was apparent right away we need some luck in this game to happen. They did get it in a 1-1, momentarily 60-second tie game. But for that entire game, Jeff, if you never knew anything about soccer and just watched for the first time, you would have said to yourself, one team is way better than the other. What's the deal?
Yeah, and I will say, when the U.S. beat Paraguay in the first game, like I thought that was impressive, like the way they kind of just dismantled them.
Yes.
But you still think to yourself, well, it's Paraguay. It's not exactly Brazil or Colombia or Argentina. Look, we have to be honest. The group wasn't very good, right? Australia wasn't good. Turkey ended up not being much of anybody. You give them credit for winning some games. But, Donnie, I've always said, to me, the easiest situation in sports, as far as betting or to understanding how to bet, situation-wise, is the second round of the NCAA tournament, right? So where you have a team that probably shouldn't have win. They're a little fat and happy. They play a really good team that could just scout them. They know them well, and they knock them out. Situations like last night, you could almost see. So, for instance, on Sunday, Norway just seemed to want that game more, right? They put out the outside noise. Brazil had a ton of pressure on them. And I just didn't think it was the same Brazil team that we had. Norway beat them. You look at last night, the United States had some outside noise. There was a lot of pressure. It was very similar to, Donnie, when the New York Knicks, remember in the finals when Trump went to the game and there was like all that outside noise? It was a Monday, I think. Do you remember that?
Yeah, sure.
I bet against the Knicks that night. They lost. I just felt like last night there was a lot of pressure on the U.S. Belgium is not Australia. They're not Paraguay. I'm not telling you they're the best team in this tournament. They're still a really good side with good players on the wing. And if you notice, look at what Belgium targeted. The right side, the wing area. Doku is just better than anyone the U.S. has. The U.S. has been weak in defense in this tournament in general. Their goalkeeper is not great. And you look at the strong things about Belgium. They've got good wing players. They've got a guy they can bring on like Lukaku, can change the game. And Thibaut Courtois is a good goalkeeper. He's a much better goalkeeper than Matt Freese is. There's just a lot of things about them that are better. Do I think they'll beat Spain? I don't. I think they'll go out against Spain, obviously. But there was just too much of the U.S. I think they were on borrowed time anyway. The over was just easy money, which ended up working out.
Egypt on the board, Jeff, in the 15th minute here. Ibrahim gets a goal, 1-0 right now. Now, I see it came off of, I see the goal is up there, but my score bug flashed 1-0 and then took it away. Are we looking at any offsides at this point right now? I don't think so. There it goes. Yeah. The one goes back on the board.
Yeah, no, so it looks like the goal is going to stand. Wow, what a huge... there was a guy on TikTok, Donnie, I was scrolling last night, and I stopped and actually watched him for about 10 seconds. He was telling us how he thought the shock of the tournament was Egypt is going to win, and he was kind of trying to tell us why they were going to win. But wow, that's huge. I mean, for a team like Egypt now, you just kind of try to defend, like England did the other night. England went down to 10, and they just kind of tried to defend, right? That's huge. Could you imagine? That would be the shock of the tournament, obviously.
The Egyptians moving on would be crazy. Now, understand this, Jeff, when we talk about like Team USA. I'm a little bit older than you are, and the soccer craze of, soccer hitting America, 1970s into the 1980s. And that's when I started playing midget football, was in the 1980s, early 1980s. And I was told at that time as well, it's like, hey, soccer's going to be the sport of the future. We're going to start to dominate, kids. And more kids play by a long shot soccer than they do midget or, minor league football, whatever you want to call it, Pop Warner football per se. But it seems to be not crossing over because we always start to talk about, like, oh, well, our best athletes don't play in this and that. Our country is a million times bigger than like Belgium is. Like, why would Belgium have better players than the U.S. have, or smaller countries? Even if we're sending our third, fourth, or fifth best athletes out there, we have the money and the time. But it must be coming from like the streets at this point. But also, Jeff, like the love of the game. Like I sent a tweet out today. And when I was growing up as a kid, second, third, and fourth grade, I played midget football, 65 pounds, 75 pounds, little tyke football, and I would have played all the way through. Moved to a new town, Jeff, didn't have midget football in that town. So I played soccer, 5th through 8th grade, played it very well. When I got to high school, I could not wait to play football. And I remember, in the same tweet I put out was, the soccer coach, who was the varsity coach, goes, Don, I can't believe you're not playing soccer, man. I hear great things about you. Why don't you give it a try? Like, I didn't even think twice about it. Like, I love football so much, I played football, even though in high school, getting there as a freshman, 5'5", like a $125. I loved football. Played throughout my high school career, throughout my college career, and I probably would have been a better soccer player, a better hockey player, but just the love for football ingrained in our society takes people away from growing up and playing soccer. But what do you think, Jeff, is the reason why, let's just call it 50 years, we can't compete on the highest level, even though we have great athletes, a ton of money, and a ton of time to be great? Why doesn't it click?
I just think that's you just talked about it. The ingratiating of in society, if you have 10 households, 7 or 8 they grew up rooting for a football team, right? Yeah. That's just kind of how it is. For whatever reason, like we're huge, this country, obviously. I mean, a lot of the countries we're talking about, look, some of them are huge, but like most of them aren't. Like you can get to one side of England to the other in a day, in 6 hours, right? It's a smaller area. You can kind of consume yourself. Plus, they throw a lot into like youth leagues, and they start it kind of like we do. Their football is soccer, right? They play soccer from age 4 on. So I just think they ingratiate kids earlier. And in this country, we never really have. We're more of a football, basketball, baseball. Those countries, you look at like England, you look at, even some of the South America. Some of them have like other sports, but we have football here. No one else has that in the world, right? There's small little leagues, but like the National Football League and college football, there's none of that anywhere else. There's none of that in Europe. There's none of that in Asia. This just doesn't exist. I also want to make clear though, I think soccer is getting more and more popular. You look at where soccer was when I was younger compared to where it is now. I mean, I think you're at the height of American soccer. I mean, pretty much every player that is somebody on the U.S. team plays at a big club in Europe. I mean, you're advancing. You also look at the way people are now. There's a lot more. Not that there wasn't a lot of immigrants back then, but more and more, it's becoming more and more acceptable to play soccer. Right? When you were a kid, I don't want to say what they used to say. Do you remember what they used to say about when you played soccer, Donnie?
You throw a slur in there.
Yeah. Can I say what they used to say?
Yeah, why not?
Like, I remember there were people that when I was in high school, they would say if you played soccer, you were gay.
Yeah.
Like, which is
worse
insane.
terms, Jeff. They use the
yeah,
like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I'm not gonna say what they said, but yeah, like, but I think the acceptance of soccer now is a lot more, accepting, right? It's definitely changed in like 10, 20 years. Do I think it'll ever become like the NFL or the NBA? No, of course not.
You know what the issue also is, Jeff?
Real quick.
Go ahead.
Just one other thing. I wonder, though, we see interest waning, though, in other leagues, right? So like the NBA, it's nothing like it used to be.
Yeah.
Will that translate to like a generational thought of, okay, now we'll go play soccer? I don't know. I think it's at a good spot. It's at a better place than it was. But it's still not going to compete on the big level.
And also here's the thing, like you can have as many kids playing the sport as you want, but I'll just use another, example of what I grew up going through. I went to a middle school, Jeff, that took basketball serious. And when I say serious, you're playing in the summer, you're playing in the fall, you're starting just after like Halloween, and your basketball season in 6th, 7th, 8th grade goes all the way to April, like longer than an NBA or college basketball season. Other schools didn't do that. So when we were training, hours and hours on end when the other teams weren't, it wasn't so much that we had good players, yes, and we were very good, but sometimes, Jeff, we would just go like, looks like this team hasn't even practiced, where we just blow them right off the field. Like, I feel like that has even more big of an issue where it's like, it's not the manpower that we have, because we have millions of kids every single year playing soccer. But if you're just going out and playing soccer and not teaching you the correct, like, soccer mechanisms,
well, that's a
huge issue.
Yeah, that's another reason. And I remember Mina came on here, one of the first shows we had, and I asked her about why Italy has struggled for the last 10 or so years to get to the World Cup and have the success they once did. And she talked about kind of just the investment in kind of a new age way of playing football, right? But you look at this country, when you're a young kid, you just mentioned it yourself. And I'm sure a lot of the people watching, their kids are the same way. When you're growing up, you play football, midget football, A team, B team, whatever.
Yep.
Then you go and play like a travel team. The sport that they play across the world is soccer. Here it's basketball, baseball. So we just don't put amount of money. Like when you're in England, right, you start playing soccer at like 4 years old for like, let's say you live in some little town. They have a club team, which is like a feeder team to like a bigger club. So there's just more investment as a youth. We don't have that investment here. And until we do that, and I don't think we ever will, this has never been a soccer country. I think this is probably the height of what American soccer will be. It's competing. They're essentially like the, if you think of it from a college football standpoint, the U.S. is Iowa of college football, right? Maybe not even at that point yet, but the acceptance is we're like the 10th best team. That's probably all we'll ever be.
Penn State.
Yeah, but even Penn State, like they could even get to like I was always just going to be like, look, we want to win 9 games.
Yeah.
If we could challenge in the Big Ten West, we're good with that.
We'll win the Citrus Bowl when nobody cares about it.
Yeah, exactly. And you look at on like the basketball level. I was fine with like for years Iowa, the stupid fan base they have, one of the worst and dumbest fan bases on the planet. They'll try to sell to you that they're a destination place to go play basketball. When in reality, for years, they accepted just making the NCAA tournament. And they tried to sell to us that Fran McCaffrey was a good coach. This is a guy who had only won once in the NCAA tournament, but they try to tell you that we're Iowa. Get into the NCAA tournament. It's tough. It's not hard. If you're a P5 team, Donnie, do you know how easy it is to get to the NCAA tournament?
Yeah,
like
you got to finish in the top half of your league. We're in a league of like 16. It's not like, we finished 9th in the Big Ten and made it. Yeah, exactly. That's the
Donnie,
point.
When you're
finished
Iowa,
9th.
You need to be like 17 and 13 to get to the NCAA tournament. It's insane. But that's what the U.S. is. Like, the acceptance is, wow, we make a World Cup, we win a game or two, maybe three, maybe we win our group. That's about it. They're never going to be like even Belgium. Belgium is way further ahead. And you look at some of their players, they're just better. Sorry.
By the way, also yesterday, Jeff, we had another soccer game, which wasn't the
By the
US
way,
and
Messi
Belgium.
missed the penalty.
Yeah, I just saw that too. I was trying to get clarification in there, which is wild at this point for the people that want him to get a brace today, or at least score a penalty kick, and both teams to score. I'm sure we'll get more action. But Ronaldo, hanging it up yesterday at the World Cup, just wasn't good enough. In his 40s here, the time to step away, and he does it now. He's not retiring from soccer. This is just his World Cup finale, right?
Well, yeah. I mean, the World Cup won't be for another 4 years. The Euro Cup is still 2 years away.
Do we know where it is in 4 years? Where is the World Cup in 4 years? Do we know?
I have no idea.
Yeah. Somebody in the chat box, light that up, or somebody behind the scenes. Go ahead.
But I would have to say he's probably towards the end of his career. He's a billion-dollar athlete. He is a top 5 soccer player of all time. See, to me, that's not heartbreak. I think he's just sad that it's ended. You know, it's like any person, you know. When I ended the sit down, right, Donnie?
Yeah.
I worked 5 years on that show. I started that from nothing. It was like a child of mine, right? Yeah. And leaving it was hard, but it's like, you know what? It's time to go. It's time to go do something else. That's a way higher level, obviously, what he's doing. But look, he'll have a pretty nice life, right? Nice family, beautiful wife. He's got $1 billion in the bank. One of the great legends of the game. You never want to go out on a loss, but I'll tell you, if I were him, I would have probably retired. Portugal, didn't they win?
2016, I think he said he won the Euros, right? Is that what it was?
Yeah, the last time they won, I mean, that was 10 years ago. He was still like in his early 30s, so that's probably a little too early. But you never want to go out on a loss. But you know, he's had a terrific career, one of the greatest of all time, and you know, one of the great pillars of the game.
By the way, what do we think about this, Jeff, too? Because it looks like Spain, Morocco, and Portugal are going to host the next World Cup. Do we like the mixed countries involved, or does it matter?
You have to have it. I think it's worked out really well for the America, Canada, Mexico contingent.
I thought it was great in North America. I thought it was brilliant so far.
Yeah, I think they complicate, like other countries complicate the World Cup process. Like you look at like Qatar, right? They hosted a large event. They like built brand new stadiums for it, put a whole lot of money into it. You look at how the Americas handle it, right? We just play it in stadiums you already have.
Correct.
You know, it's perfect. I think that should be nowhere. We should only be doing the World Cup in. I'm not saying Qatar is not a developed country, but like they don't have the infrastructure,
soccer
like stadium
infrastructure countries. Yes, like you already have. Like you could probably drop it right into England with a million different, facilities that you can use, and practice facilities make sense as well. So it's interesting that they're going that route.
I also give it to Mexico. I really wondered about Mexico, again, real big powder keg, obviously, especially now. There's a civil war between the Sinaloa cartel right now. The Cartel Jalisco and the Nueva Generación, they just have a new leader. There's a lot of powder kegs in areas, particularly in Guadalajara, where one of the places was held. I felt like Mexico handled it quite well. There was a lot of concern about that, Donnie. In fact, there was a theory going around. These cartel execution videos that stopped coming out, and there was a theory that the government was essentially leaning on cartels to stop the propaganda because it's scaring away people. Like, stop with the videos. We've seen a very big deficit in videos. There's no videos coming out. Now, I think a lot of people believe it's because they were told to cut out the bullshit until after this tournament so it doesn't affect the
exactly. Like, nobody wants to come back if that's going to be the case, so calm it down. So then when the World Cup comes back to North America, Mexico City, Guadalajara, build a new stadium, you're going to get more of that action. By the way, Jeff, 28 minutes into the first half, Egypt 1-0 right now over Argentina, but we do have a second game today, Jeff. It's at 4 o'clock, so nothing prime time tonight. Switzerland and Colombia. What do you think about this game? You got any action here?
Yeah, I think this is a real, and by the way, 2 straight winners here in the World Cup. I'm happy about it. I basically have 3 straight units because I had a big price on Norway. But thank you. Baseball's been good too. Yep. By the way, Scenic Vancouver, love that. Should be nice.
BC's awesome.
This game screams draw to me. We haven't seen a lot of extra time, at least the last couple of games, right? Yeah. This screams under to me, 1-1. We have a game that goes into extra time and we find a winner. Switzerland's had some great subs that have come on and giving them some real good kick. I love Colombia, though. I just think they're so good up front. It seems like they've been a real dark horse in this tournament. I think they're going to find a way to move on here. I don't know. It's screamed under to me. I haven't looked into it too deep just yet. It's a later game. I thought it was at 6. Now it's at 4. Yeah, I think Colombia will find a way. But and by the way, you look at Colombia's defense. You look at how good they were against Ghana, Donnie.
Yeah.
Didn't allow a shot on goal. Pretty impressive. That's pretty dominating. I think Colombia will find a way. I just think they're slightly better, but I got to look a little deeper. It seemed under to me. I'll have to take a look.
You know what I do get upset about, though, Jeff? And again, big events like the NBA playoffs, the NFL playoffs, the college football playoffs. You start with a lot of teams, which means you start with a lot of games, and it starts to dwindle. Today, Jeff, last day, doubleheader. Everything else going to be single matches. I don't even think we have a match tomorrow, by the way, either, which is very interesting at that point. So the World Cup has carried us, but as it starts to dwindle, yes, we still have the big teams and the big names left in it, but it's kind of shame where now we start to see 2 games today, then 1 in the future, and then pretty soon, World Cup final is going to take place at New York, New Jersey Stadium.
I'll tell you.
And we kick off football.
Yeah, and I'll tell you another, not to go back to the conversation we had, but another reason I think, we as a soccer nation don't have a lot of success is you look at most of the teams that succeed, even at like a middle tier level. So like you look at for instance, Switzerland. Mm-hmm. Most of the players that play for Switzerland are not native Swiss, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, for years, Jordan Shaqiri was the top player of Switzerland. He's from Albania. Granit Xhaka, Albania. You look at, Brielle Mbolo, Mamdani, like all those guys are not native Swiss, but they came there due to war or whatever. In America, a lot of the great players, for instance, may want to go play for their country, whether it be in Africa or wherever. So, yeah, Switzerland's done a great job with that, like kind of pulling guys out that are getting older, inserting younger, fresher players. It seems like the U.S. has finally kind of transitioned out of they seem like Clint Dempsey played there for years. Yeah. He's finally gone, but we'll see. I mean, they're definitely at a better level, United States soccer, than they were 10 years ago, but they're never going to compete at the highest levels.
All right, let's go to some breaking news. And it's not from soccer right now, so we still have 1-0. But the Cleveland Cavaliers, who are waiting on LeBron James, which we'll get back to here, they re-upped Donovan Mitchell to a massive deal. Look at the money that the NBA players are making these days. 4 years, $273 million. Hasn't won or cashed in tickets for Cleveland just yet, but when you're next in line to get paid a max contract, these are what the figures look like, Jeff.
Yeah, but I think, obviously people are going to gasp because, Donovan Mitchell is not a top 5, top 8 player. They're going to say, well, that's an insane amount of money. That's the market. You have to be mad at the market for that. For years, though, I remember 10 years ago, Evan Fournier got a $100 million contract, right? We still have to remember, though, that Donovan Mitchell is a star on a team who has been a contender. Yeah. He's a big piece of what they do. He scored 28 points a game, Donnie. Okay. Yep. That's 7th in the league. I mean, it's not like he was 15th. He's still a guy who gives you a lot. He's a star. And in Cleveland, that's as good as you want. They're going to hope that LeBron James comes back there and they can pair him with Donovan Mitchell. But you have to be more mad at the market. He doesn't make the market.
No.
His agent, they do what they have to do. I'll relate it to me, Donnie, because I always like to do that.
Sure.
I know when I get paid to do stuff or like a company gives me money to do stuff, why does Barstool care about this guy? Well, because, again, when I do stuff, people watch it. Whether you like me or not, I'm just good at finding value, and companies find value in that. I don't make the market. Do I think I'm worth some of the stuff that companies give me? Maybe not. But it's the market, and it's what it's worth. I just gain more of a following and have more of a following than 99% of the people that do this. I think Donovan Mitchell is just kind of in that market. He can do something that very few people can do in a city that has not had a lot of winning. What more does Cleveland want, right? You're a contender. he's a great player. You got to pay him. That's the market, man.
Yeah, next man up. Same thing in football. Like, hey, Patrick Mahomes is the best quarterback. Why is he the 8th highest paid quarterback? Because the other 7 just got re-upped, and they use that as a benchmark, and away you go from there. Just the way sports is. You look, I can't believe he makes that much. Wait till the next guy signs for $80 million a year, which is probably coming up sooner than later at this point, which, again, brings us to our next topic. LeBron James. It's got to be calculated at this point. Like, LeBron James told the Lakers he's not going to play for them, which means he already had a team in mind. And the favorite all along has been the Cleveland Cavaliers. You take a look at some of the prediction markets right now, Jeff. Cleveland, 56%. Way ahead of Golden State, Miami, and the Sixers tanking like a rock. We're waiting for more information to come back, but every single time we turn around, you see that quote there. I've talked to people in Philly, and I'm like, what do you think? We're all afraid of Cleveland. Everybody's waiting on Cleveland. And if we are, Jeff, why are we waiting so long?
I don't know if there's much of a rush. I mean, it's LeBron. He decides when it happens. God. He can do what he wants. You know, people are going to watch it regardless. You know, I think, to me, I would agree with those sources there. I think deep down, what do we know about LeBron, Donnie? He's towards the end of his career, right? For him, we know it's all about nostalgia, right? When life hands you something, you know,
not
I
a
think
lemon?
about my own. Yeah. When I think of my own life, like the thing that makes me most happy, nostalgia, memories, right? It's a great story, Donnie. I'll tell you about this, and I'll come back to LeBron.
Go ahead.
About John Gotti. You know John Gotti, right?
I do, personally.
Bad guy, you know, one of the worst people in the history of this country, a complete leech who preyed on society. But his son, John Gotti Jr. told a story about when right before John Gotti Sr. was arrested in 1990, it was the highest point of their life. They were all very happy. And at John Jr.'s wedding, they were sitting there, and John Jr.'s wife was dancing, you know, and Senior said to Junior, you know, why don't you get out there, you know, and dance? And he goes, I don't dance. You know, that ain't my thing, Dad. You know that. And it almost seemed like John Gotti Sr. wanted to go out and dance. And he was too old at that point. He didn't really want to dance. And Senior said to Junior, you know, John, why don't you get out there and dance? At the end of the day, when all this is over, all we're going to have is memories. And you got to make as many memories as you can. And this is a guy who knew that at the end of the day, he was going to die in prison. That was his end. And he realized, like, memories. And that's all that's important in life, really. Because once all this is over, all this content shit, that's all you really have. And I relate that back to to LeBron James and say, for him, I think it's about memories, nostalgia. That's where he's from, Cleveland, right? That's all he knows. And for him, that retirement tour, why wouldn't you want it to be in Cleveland? And that's why I think he'll ultimately pick Cleveland. That said, I think the better situation for him to win one more or something is in Philadelphia. You put him on this team with Jaylen Brown, Joel, VJ Edgecombe, Tyrese Maxey. Throw in there's a little nostalgia for you, Donnie. Mike Gansey, the new bigwig in Philadelphia, Olmsted Falls, Ohio, Mr. Basketball runner-up.
Yeah. Behind
LeBron James, a lot of nostalgia there. They remember each other. Rich Paul's talked very well about Jameer Nelson as well, and Mike Gansey, who's now, they're both now part of the Sixers. The better situation for him to win is in Philadelphia. The nostalgia and memories part for an old LeBron James. Throw in his son can go back home, carry on the torch in Cleveland the way he did.
And he's not going to get booed in Cleveland either, even if it goes bad. He come to Philadelphia and we won a championship and LeBron misses that last-second jumper in the Eastern Conference Finals. He's going to get booed, and maybe he doesn't like that at this point. But LeBron James, the heavy favorite to go to Cleveland at this point. Some other breaking news topics here. Jokic's going to... Yeah, go ahead.
Before you get to the thing, I have to comment on someone in this comment box. They're 100% right.
Yeah.
Sean Doherty, get rid of the sound effects. I agree. Enough. You play them. I don't even know what I'm hearing. I agree with the comment.
Yeah, let's get them all. We're going to...
I'm out. I'm with the commenters.
Here, let me see the monster. Here's the monster. You like that one, Jeff?
How about angry Jeff Nadu right now? We'll keep going. We got a little
not angry. I'm just
right now.
agreeing with
we can hit that one too. See that? Love it.
Well, now we're going to get demonetized because you played music that wasn't ours.
Bang! We make how much money are we going to lose if we monetize it? You get under.
Good
You
work.
get under. I think it's 8 seconds. I believe it is. So
Okay, well, good.
yeah.
Hey, I'm just agreeing with the commenters' point of view.
Yeah, I'm gonna do a whole. By the way, I'm gonna do a whole show
in this monster voice tomorrow. So when I interview Jeff Nadu, hey Jeff, what do you think about the game today with Argentina?
Yeah, enough with the little kid toddler sound effects.
That's probably. By the way, Sean Doherty is probably Jeff. I'm gonna. You know what? I'm gonna do some research on it. I know you got people to find people on here. I'm gonna do some research to see what some of those burners out there are. I heard burners being talked about out there. Yep.
I want you to know I said it, so I wouldn't have a burner.
You need some backup in there. There you go. Beat it, Sean Doherty. By the way, can we ban him? Let me see. Can I do that myself? Oh, I can block him. There you go. Just block. I just blocked Sean Doherty, so I can't see him.
Oh, you ban him on your thing.
Yeah, so I won't be able to see him anymore. Sorry about
there he
that.
goes.
He unsubscribed, so he got blocked out of here at this point. But Jeff, other news and notes.
Wait, so you block him
waiting on an
over
extension
sound
out
effects.
here.
But you don't block
Hachimura signs with the Clippers.
But you don't block a guy who sits in his
Giannis, what do you
chat
want
every
to talk
day.
about here? Who?
No, but you don't block people that sit in this chat every
Yeah,
day.
it's probably that's my burner, maybe. Jeff.
Hold on
I
a
don't
second.
know.
They literally, illegally slander me and say things that are going to. Yes, illegally. You make slanderous comments about me on a daily basis. Nothing happens. That's allowed in here.
We like slander in here, though, Jeff.
Well, in a few weeks, they won't like it. Trust me.
Jeff Nadu took a beating in roulette. There's another lie out there by T-Not. Why does he think you're not a very good gambler, Jeff? That's what I don't understand at this point.
I'm just saying, I mean, why are we blocking a guy in Sean Doherty who's a commenter? He just doesn't like sound effects, but we have some of these fucking clowns in here who slander my name, and it's completely okay, and I have to just put up with it because why?
And by the way, I didn't block Sean Doherty. I love it. I love Heat. I love when it comes back.
Free Sean Doherty.
Free him out there. He was never banned to begin with here. NBA news clips, Jeff, again. Jokic to wait on his extension. Rui signs with the Clippers, or who gives a shit about that? And Giannis going to wear number 7 for the Heat. I like that. I do like that. Like, Rui, get the hell out of here, man. That guy's a bum.
I loved Rui at Gonzaga. That was a long time ago.
That's your boy, so I don't know. I can't give too much.
I mean, I give Tommy Lloyd and Few a lot of credit. They were great recruiters for years. But Jokic, my idea is to sign next summer and stay with Denver for the rest of my career. I mean, Donnie, let's be real. If there's one player that will never go anywhere else, it's this guy.
Yeah.
This guy literally, I give this guy a lot of credit because I love Jokic, first of all. I think he's one of the greatest bigs of all time, maybe by the end of his career. He is a transcendent player. But he is a guy who is just so about business. He realizes this is a country where I come to play basketball, and that's it. I don't want to know your culture. I don't want to hang with you. I don't want to speak to your media. I want to do my job, go back to Serbia. I give him a lot of credit because he is all business. And yeah, and Denver's a good place for him. Still pretty quiet out there. Can you imagine him in like New York or something? I mean, he'd still do his thing, but
the reason I love Jokic, because you're right about this. I think he's the only guy, like once you get to the NBA, like we talk, like the LaMelos and the LeBrons, they love social media. They love just being the thought of the NBA guy. I go into any club I want. The baddest bitches on the planet are going to follow me, and I have a huge following. Like Jokic is like almost like a cop to me. It's like when the day you become a cop, let's just say, Jeff, at 22, you go, I'm retiring at 45. That's it. I'm not going a day past that. And he loves horses more than anything. He's racked up an unbelievable amount of resources in money and flexing at this point now. But I got to feel like he's not going to have any issue like, hey, should I play into my 40s? Like, no. Like, I'm going home. I got my money. I did my job. Leave me alone. I'm going to go have horses.
Yeah, he's like those. You ever see those documentaries about like an iron worker from Queens? Like, his grandfather was an iron worker. He was an iron worker. His father was an iron worker. They all live in the same row home. Yeah, they all have a nice little house in like the Jersey Shore. When it's over, it's over. They don't do anything else. Nope. And that's Jokic. Like, he'll play at the NBA for 20 years. He'll never be seen again in this country. And like, I give people like that have like me, I have hobbies I like. Okay. For instance, like people always like to me, why do you go out every Saturday? I like it. I like this town. I like talking to people. I like hanging out with girls. That's my life. Someday that will be over for me. I like playing poker. I'll play poker till I'm dead. Right. I have little things I like to do. We all have little things we like to do. Horses is his thing. And he's got the money. It's all about hobbies. And he's a good role model, man. You know, he's got a family, he's got a good life, seems like a good dude, doesn't really talk too much. But one thing about the Jokic is I mess around with, I like.
Brothers?
Yeah, you fuck around, you're going to find out. I like that.
They're all the same size, man. Color, got your back at this point. But I always, like, the fun was when Denver won the championship. Like, man, Jokic in 3 days, how's that parade going to hit? And he was like, oh, my God, I got to stay in this country 3 more days. I just want to get home at this point. Dude, I'm telling you, loves horse racing more than the NBA, man. Got to respect it, Jeff. Get that passion.
I mean, I got to tell you, I mean, I see his opinion on this country. Yeah. I mean, if I could get the fuck out of here, I would too. So good for him.
It is good stuff. By the way, Giannis to wear number 7. You care about that at all? It's a nice number. Number 7, also Jaylen Brown in Philadelphia, by the way.
But you know, this is how you know the season is like at the middle of like nothing going on. Like this is a topic.
That's the announcement.
Yeah, Giannis is changing his number. I don't even know what his number is. Who cares? Why do we care about like times of game? Like, I mean, I care about times of games during the World Cup, but like on the NFL Sunday, it's like, care because my team's playing at 1 o'clock 17 times. Who cares? It's the NFL. Who cares about times?
About that here? How about your boy Terrion Arnold? Now I can't even believe like it just like if you have any worth at a key position in any sport, people still look at you. He clears waivers, Jeff, but there's thoughts around the league like teams are looking to maybe pick him up as a free agent and cheaply to do it. Why? Isn't he going to jail, Jeff? What are we picking up? By the way, perfect Bengal then. That's what Mike Brown and the Bengals do. Sign guys who are about to go to jail, who have nothing left but to sign a cheap contract with them, and they'll use them.
Yeah, you know, I thought about a content idea, Donnie, where I was going to just do a show about powerful, rich, successful people getting involved in crime. And because I've never really understood it. You know, most of the people I covered were people that were born into that world, and that's just all they really knew. This is a guy who had it all. I mean, he was a top draft pick, making a ton of money playing football, and didn't seem to quite understand, like, when people steal shit from you, like, your first thought is, I'm going to go get that shit back, or allegedly go get that shit back. But like the dumbness to think like, oh, if I just have other people do it, it won't come back to me. Like it's just a few $100,000. File a report. Like, yeah, it sucks. Shit happens in life. When I was a kid, I had a 4-wheeler stolen. It sucked. I wanted it back. My family was pissed, but we didn't know where it went. We didn't have cameras. It is what it is. It happens. Why teams are looking into him, I don't know. Maybe they have a leg up and feel like the investigation against him is bullshit and it'll get thrown out and there'll be a top thing. It's like when you're in a draft and you see a guy with an injury, you're kind of looking down the road and saying, well, if he gets healthy, he could be really good. Yeah, I think he's going to prison, so I don't think that it'll matter, and that's why he cleared waivers.
Yep, absolutely. How about this last one here, Jeff? POCHETTINO won't commit just yet to the U.S. Is he waiting for them dollar signs, Jeff? Is he taking a job in the EPL? Is he going back to Argentina? Looks like he had a good time coaching the U.S., man. It did.
He did. I think though before the tournament, before the tournament started, though, he had kind of, I think, been working around like what he was going to do next. No, Poch is a great coach. I mean, he was at Tottenham for years. He was a great player for years as well. But he's been at the highest level. He coached at PSG, Chelsea. I would have to think that maybe he'll go to Argentina. I mean, he's an Argentinian. He's got a lot of connection to Italy. He can coach anywhere, really. So, no, I have to figure he's on his way out. And that will suck for the U.S. because for years they had kind of issues in getting the right manager.
Who was the last idiot? Who was the idiot that got fired like multiple times? Was it Bradley?
They had Bob Bradley. They had a couple of bad ones.
That guy was horrible, man, horrible. And my favorite was when they'd show up at the World Cup and he'd wear the state shirt because he felt that we weren't united. Just an asshole, man. Loved when that guy got fired.
Yeah,
but Pochettino brings back the love of the game.
He's a good coach. I mean, could you see last night? You could tell he was irritated. Like, we don't do this type of shit where I'm from. What the fuck's going on here?
You see him kick the water bottle in slow motion when they gave up that bullshit goal, man? Oh, man, it's like, everybody is living through him. No BS right there, man. I like the guy. I hope he sticks around. Looks like he's a great guy. They buy in, and maybe the future is bright, but it's going to take some dollars.
You remember Bruce Arena? Do you remember
I do remember Bruce Arena, yes.
Jurgen Klinsmann was a German coach for a bit. Pochettino is a great manager. I'd have to figure he's back in the big leagues here soon.
Yeah, it's interesting stuff. Coach says he doesn't like people talking about family out here. Said nobody cared about Arnold, and I told you your family cares about him. He goes, I don't think you want to do that, buddy. Tough guys in the chat box, Jeff. What's going on out here?
Wait, what did he say?
He said he didn't like the Arnold story. So I said his whole family cares about the Tara and Arnold story. He says, you don't think you want to talk family out here? Family what? What's he talking about?
Wait, hold on a second. Who cares about Tara and Arnold? Oh, well, a lot of people care about Tara
exactly.
and Arnold. He's a high-level cornerback in the NFL who's possibly facing prison time over
who cares about that?
Yeah. Also, no offense, Coach Steve, but like, what are you going to do about it? I mean, who cares about family? Dude, you're an anonymous person on the internet. Like, no one's cared, tough guy. By the way, Coach, I've been in the content business for 15 years now.
Yeah.
Do you know how many people have come up to me in a negative way? I'll give you the answer. 0.
Don't you show up in Vegas, Jeff.
There used to be a guy, and I know you remember this guy.
I do. I know exactly where you're going right now.
There used to be a guy in this business called King Rail. Okay.
I think he's still around. I think every once in a while, Jeff, I see him pop up.
He'll remember this. He used to do shows with this guy, Ski Profits. He's still around. Ski's a good dude.
Yeah.
And we had the IFBC. It was a football betting conference at the Golden Nugget in Vegas. It was like 2018.
Yes, it was 2018.
Donnie and I flew out there together.
Yes.
And I remember leading up to that event, I made a comment about Draymond Green like being a fucking punk or something. And he hit me back up and was like, don't talk about my family like that. And I'm like, what are you talking about? I guess he was trying to say he was related to Draymond or whatever. And one night he went off the deep end. Like he was drinking yak, like getting real drunk. And he's like flipping off talking about, if you ever come to Vegas, you're green lit. I'm going to kill you with a machine gun.
I remember that. Yeah.
All sorts of shit. We go out to this conference and I was scheduled to speak on a Saturday. It was me, Peter Loshak, Joe Lisi.
Yes.
And I want to say Gabe, maybe. Gabe Morency.
You had a Drazen Petrovic shirt, Jeff.
Yeah, I did. I did. I forget who else was there, but it was about college football. And it was a Saturday. I remember I got up early. I went down to the Golden Nugget Sportsbook. I got a coffee, got a little muffin. I was just hanging out. And there's no one in the casino. It's like super early. And this stringy-looking black kid walks up to me. "What's up, big man?" I said, "What's going on, man?" I was like, "Do I know you?" He's like, "It's me, Rail." I'm like, "King Rail?" He goes, "Yeah, what's up?" I'm like, "Where's the machine gun?" He goes, "Oh, bro, I was just kidding. I was just drunk that night." And I'm like, "Well, bro, that's kind of an insane thing to say. Like, I'm gonna get greenlit, dude. Like, what's up with that?"
Yeah.
And I remember the rest of the weekend, like he came out to dinner with us, like he brought his girl and everything. Like it was a total switch up. But like I always tell that story because it's like that's generally what the tough guy is on here. It's like, bro, it's the internet. A lot of them. Nobody cares.
We get a lot of them out there that come up from time to time, but it keeps you young. Like it really keeps you young here on Twitter because without that, and by the way, Twitter was way worse a decade ago than it is now. And I mean way worse than it is. I don't know if it gets policed better or not, but when we talk about the mean streets of Twitter where you cut your teeth around like 2010-ish on Twitter, it was vile and it was nasty in the streets.
It's actually, I don't know if you've been in Twitter Spaces, Donnie. They're pretty bad.
I don't go in Twitter Space. They don't get they're not regulated, I guess, Twitter Spaces.
Oh, yeah, dude, because I go in them and they're pretty bad. But you know, I think one sad thing that I've noticed about Twitter now is you'll have guys. So like there's guys in this chat right now that talk about me.
Yeah.
2 weeks ago, they loved me. But Coach SD just called us clowns. Because we defended ourselves because he said something dumb and we responded. And now he'll hate us. And it's like, well, dude, you can still like us. We just don't agree. Like, people do care about Tara and Arnold. You know, it's an important story, and we have to talk about it.
Absolutely. We're going to take a quick break here, Jeff. Major League Baseball's on the docket. We're going to press that lever down, winning every single day. Will it continue today? Absolutely. It's Crossing Lines. We'll be back after this quick break. To Tuesday as we start to wind down, Jeff, in the World Cup and Major League Baseball starts to heat up before we actually get to football season, college football, and also the NFL. Egypt and Argentina, 1-0 at the break right now. Argentina needs that big second half. We'll see if they do it. And if it's live, we'll bring you those updates.
How many
here.
people
Jeff,
How many people are running to the sports books right now to bet Argentina?
Argentina, they can't lose this game. And then all of a sudden, Jeff, they'll be like, hey, well, it's 1-1. They won 2-1. Wait, why did my bet win? Well, it went to extras here.
I mean, just to update people right now, to advance, Argentina is still minus 185 live. To win the match in 90 minutes, plus 135. So I mean, they're still the favorite to win the match. Lionel Messi to score at any time, still minus 135.
Yeah.
I got to tell you, Donnie, Egypt to win the match plus 235. I think you're just going to defend your ass off. And this is what Northern African teams do.
Are we worried about the refs interfering because they need Messi to move on? That's what's good for the ratings. Do we worry about that?
Well, I think in that, well, look, I mean, everybody's got their own feel. I'm going to play a little Egypt to win.
I like it.
I have a little, I'm not up for this tournament, but I'm going to play small. I think they're just going to defend their asses off. And maybe you get something on the counter, go up 2-0. You never know. But you're probably right. I mean, are they really going to win?
Not going to keep them down, Not going to keep them down. We'll see if Messi, is going to get another penalty kick. We'll see if he converts. But a whole second half, would Egypt move on? That would be a shocker, Jeff. Major League Baseball. Take a look at the standings right now. American League East, Rays over the Yanks by 3 games here. Yanks 2-8 in their last 10 games, really struggling. White Sox are actually a first-place baseball team by 1 game over the Guardians. Seattle Mariners out west, that's the American League. Braves still lead over the Philadelphia Phillies, even though both of those teams have lost 2 straight games. Braves leaking oil just a bit. Brewers 6.5 games, extending their lead over the Cubs. But the question always is, Jeff, how did we get here? Just 2.5 weeks ago, it felt like the San Diego Padres were going to hang around with the Los Angeles Dodgers. You look at the updated numbers in the West, 14-game lead over the Diamondbacks, 15-game lead over the Padres here. The Dodgers running away and hiding before the All-Star break, Jeff. It's amazing how quickly things can get out of hand.
Yeah, I mean, the lineup is just so good. I mean, there's really, I heard, I want to say I was listening last week and Joe made that comment. I mean, there's just, the lineup's great. I mean, they get to beat up on the Diamondbacks and the Rockies. And I mean, you look at that lineup, where's the weak link there? And this is a team, Donnie, that has Eric Lauer and Sasaki in the rotation. I mean, think if they had like a quality 4th and 5th starter, I mean, they would, they'd have 70 wins and 22 losses. It's pretty insane. But I'll give the White Sox a lot of credit. I've talked on here about their penchant for hitting lefties, which, by the way, they get to face a lefty today. They've done it with, a young lineup, kind of, just more unknown, but they've built. You look at a group like the Rays, another team, small ball, not a ton of power, but they just win games with decent starters, a pretty good bullpen, and situational hitting. Phillies, Braves will be interesting. I still think the Braves are better, and I don't think that's a secret. I'm actually going to feature maybe them today if we hang out. But it's been a fun season. I've been more involved with baseball this year than normal, and it's been good to spot, and you can kind of figure out kind of where to go. I bet a lot of the same teams, which has been fun.
Yeah, Dodgers, man. Just again, watch out for them at this point right now. 14.
Been on them a couple
of
times.
Let me ask you a question here, Jeff, and you know this answer. The Dodgers have 491 runs scored. Second in Major League Baseball to who?
The Nats.
Nats, man. They swing it back. They have no. It's a dream. If you like team totals and you like RBI props, Nationals are an absolute dream come true, man. Give up a ton of runs, score a ton of runs. It's exactly what we like. And by the way, giving up a ton of runs yesterday in that, Cy Young mix in the National League, Mazeroski on one side, Sanchez on the other. Sometimes it just takes some bad defensive plays to ruin your day, and that's what happened to Sanchez. They got blasted by a bad Kansas City team yesterday. Look at Sanchez, 3 to 3 innings, 12 hits, 9 earned runs. I don't think the guy gave up 9 runs the entire season, Jeff.
I saw it was 11-0 at one point. I thought, they got what the hell happened there?
They got blasted.
Real quick, back to the Nats. Do you know who leads the league in over-under record? Over percentage?
Nats going over.
Oh, yeah. 62.5% of their games.
Smoking people out. It's crazy.
Yeah. 55 and 33 to the over. The best under team in baseball, Arizona, 48 and 37.
Yeah, it's amazing at this point right now. So we keep moving down the list here. A couple pitchers, Jeff, to watch out for today that I have listed. One of them is J.T. Ginn of the Athletics. And the reason I bring that up, Jeff, right around average, XFIP minus, you want that around 100, that's the average. He's at 103, a little bit above. But his ERA, Jeff, is 3.04, which is really good. But he's got a Sierra number of 4.49. One of those pitchers that's getting a little bit lucky at this point. Maybe he doesn't get so lucky today. Another one of those pitchers, Jeff, is Andrew Abbott, who's taking on the Philadelphia Phillies today. And you take a look at Andrew Abbott, sometimes tricky, and he's a lefty, and the Phillies sometimes struggle with lefties. I get it. But he's got a 3.88 ERA, which isn't disastrous, but also a 5.08 Sierra number. Two pitchers on the card. Eye test with the ERA look good. Underlying analytics, Jeff, not so preppy today here, huh? Not so good. Watch out for that.
The thing for Ginn is, I mean, the Tigers lineup sucks. So, I mean, you got an opportunity there. The issue in that game, though, is I don't want any part of the Athletics bullpen. So I feel like if you do like the A's, you do trust Ginn, and you want to fade Scooble, maybe you do it in the first 5. I'll highlight a pitcher that just straight up sucks.
Yeah, go ahead.
We just kind of talked about the game itself. I'd probably go right back to the well and bet the over in that Astros-Nationals game again. Nationals are better against lefties than righties, but they're still one of the best lineups in baseball. And Tatsuya Ime, outside of that no-hitter he was a part of back in, May, this guy's been a disaster, Donnie. Ime sucks. I mean, his whip is high. His last 15 games, ERA over 6.
Yeah.
Whip
he's
at
got
almost
interesting
1.5.
metrics, too. Like his Sierra is a little bit jumbly, but he's got a 9, which is interesting. He has an ERA minus of 147, which is a disaster, but his XFIP minus is a 97. But by the way, I have Andrew Alvarez, minimum 20 innings pitched in the season. Third best pitcher on the card today analytically. That's going to be an interesting one in Washington today.
Yeah, I just, again, you look at weather, you look at all that stuff. It's hot, it's humid. There's definitely opportunities for runs in these games. Couple of spots that I would look at, not exactly that I played just yet. Again, White Sox against a lefty. Holy is very good, but again, a lefty, decent matchup there for the White Sox. The Yankees, best team in baseball against lefties. They have a lefty with your boy Seymour, your relative.
Love that guy.
You got a plus money price on both the Yankees and the White Sox. So again, not a huge plus money price, but decent matchups from a bat standpoint. Maybe take a look at a total there or a team total. I'll tell you the game though that I'm going to play, and again, it's just about value to me. I'm gonna fade Paul Skeens, man. Look, I think Paul Skeens is a good pitcher, but he hasn't been that good over the last 2 months. Over his last 5 starts, opponents hitting nearly 250 against him, which, again, that's not bad, but Paul Skeens generally, like last year, you're hitting 180 against him. He's more hittable. He's got more traffic on the base paths. He's definitely more hittable. You look at his last start, 4 innings pitched. He gave up 6 hits and 7 earned runs. He's gotten tagged one too many times this year. We still know that Atlanta, still a really good team, a good lineup. I'm not in love with Waldrop. We haven't seen much of him. He's more of like a bullpen arm, but I'm looking at the value. I can get plus 125, plus 130 on the Braves. Still a good team. I just don't love Paul Skeens right now. I'll take a shot with Atlanta here.
2 disaster shots. I have 30 pitchers, Jeff, rated on my card today. 29 and 30. Noah Schultz is 29 for the Chicago White Sox. Number 30, it's German Marquez. This guy, Jeff, a 142 ERA minus, a FIP minus of 155, and an XFIP of 135. High ERA and the worst Sierra on the card today, which is skill interactive ERA, which brings everything into the equation, including defense, Jeff. 5.65. I mean, just an absolute gas can at this point. So if we are looking at some of the games, Jeff, that I do like today, I think that makes some sense. We'll start right here with the Diamondbacks and the Padres. Zach Gallen versus German Marquez. But for me, you say, well, Donnie, why don't you just go ahead? You said Marquez, the worst pitcher on the card, they're going to light him up. I don't love the lineup for the Arizona Diamondbacks. They were very good last night, and the Padres stunk last night. But as Jeff knows as well as I do, they stunk last week or last night here. The numbers make sense. You play the numbers here regardless of what you saw last night. The Padres, Jeff, I have 8 of 9 batters positive over the past month against right-handed pitching, according to weighted on-base percentages here. Zach Gallen sucks out loud. Used to be one of the better pitchers in baseball. He's brutal. I got a team total in the Padres, a little plus money, Jeff. 4.5 at a plus 106. No runs last night. Going for a 5 spot tonight for the Pods. Gallen stinks.
He does, but so does Marquez.
Both of them stink.
I wouldn't have much issue with an over. I just talked about how Arizona is one of the better under teams, but I think the thing here is maybe you take a look at the first 5. I mean, both these starting pitchers suck. You just kind of throw all the heat out there and just assume that they're going to get lit up, and this is like a 4-2 type of game in the first 5 innings. Again, good bullpens, but the total's only 9. I mean, it's not like it's 10.5, 11 or something. I don't have. Again, this is a good time to bet over-unders, especially overs, because of the weather. I mean, it's heating up around the country. I saw Donnie a few days ago, or it might be today actually, in like western Oklahoma, like the Panhandle. It's like 120 degrees there. Like it's pumping, man. It's like insanely hot around the country. By the way, your boy Mizorowski on the mound today.
Big Miz.
You know how
he's on like 106. I don't understand. I don't understand what's
Here's how you
there.
know though that it might be time to give up. Not give up, but like maybe
get shelled a little bit.
No, not get shelled, but like just maybe pull your bets back a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm sitting at the poker table the other night, and I'm hearing like guys at that table's talking about Mizorowski, and it's like
now it's catching on mainframe.
Yeah,
now
like everybody knows.
The ears open. Yep. Gravy train's running out. Miz gives up 6 runs over 6 innings, and the shuts down. By the way, Jeff, last night
you're at a casino and you hear like you should be doing this, or you should be doing that, or like bet this parlay, can't lose. It's like okay, well.
Yeah. Washington Nationals last night, Jeff, hit on Wood and Garcia. Red hot. Imai's on the mound again today, Jeff. You know what he doesn't get out? Left-handed batters. I'm going 1-2 punch again. Taking a Wood RBI and a Luis Garcia RBI. Today, plus 145 and plus 144. Split them fantastic. Yesterday, got them both. Automatically gave me a winning day. Going right back to the well in the Nationals game, and I'm going to take those boys at the top of the lineup, 2 lefties. Somebody's getting the job done tonight. Maybe both of them again.
Yeah, no, I like that. Again, highlighting matchups. We talked about Ime. Look, has he maybe been a little unlucky? But some people are just unlucky, and they just have those types of years. Donnie, you referred to me as a kitten. I'm very happy about hearing that. I don't want most people to know how I really am in real life.
That's true.
This is all just for fun. When you meet me in real life, I don't want...
Jeff ripped my wife and kid when I saw him the first time. You know what I mean? That's what he does.
Did I?
No.
Yeah, I didn't do that. I would never do that. I like your wife and kid. They're cool people.
There you go, man. Keep it up. One more game, Jeff, I want to take a look at here today as we roll through. New York Yankees, not the Yankees, I apologize. Mets, New York team, and the Kansas City Royals. I look at this game, Jeff, and I see Seth Lugo. Last 30 days, 86 batters, 282 ISO against, 400 weighted on base percentage. But you know what I love is he doesn't strike anybody out either. Say what you want about the Mets. They got some lightning bolts in that lineup that should be able to provide some runs. And you saw Kansas City getting off a little bit against the Philadelphia Phillies. Crushed Christopher Sanchez yesterday. He's getting a layup today. When I say he, the Kansas City Royals as a team. Kodai Senga is horrible seasonally and past 30 days. I'm taking a total here, Jeff, for the game. Something that you're like, Donnie, take more sides and totals. Forget about the team total. Give me the total, Jeff. Over 8.5, cheap juice at minus 103. I think we get runs between Kansas City and New York today. I do.
Well, it's funny, though, because the Mets have been so poor that they're trying to tell you, the media is trying to tell you that Senga, maybe he's turning a corner. 7 innings, he's only given up a few earned runs. And it's like, well, yeah, I guess. I mean, opponents aren't hitting 361 off him like they were in April, but he's still not great. So, yeah, I don't mind that. I like it. Kansas City off a big day yesterday.
Yeah,
not a good team. Yeah, 2 bad teams, but, not great bullpens. Starters are questionable. I like it.
Bobby Madrid. Imai is a bum as an Astros fan out there. So even Bobby's backing up in the chat box. That guy's a bum at this point right now.
It's funny about if you knew who Bobby Madrid was. Actually pretty funny. But shout out Bobby Madrid.
Shout out Bobby Madrid. Again, Bobby Madrid. You get in here in this chat box, first time I've seen the name pop up, hit the subscribe button, man. Come in. That's the only toll you got to pay is a subscription on that button and a thumbs up and a comment here, which is the way we get down to business. But that's baseball, Jeff. Red hot today on a Tuesday. Looking to keep the juice cranking at this point right now. Anything about baseball before we move on for you? What do you got?
You got a couple of props. You got the total.
Yeah,
I'll just play Atlanta plus 125 against the Pittsburgh Pirates.
I love to see it at this point right now. Let me just go back. Did we start the second half in the World Cup just yet at this point? Still halftime, Jeff. Oh, no, we did. We're underway. 46th minute right now. Look at that. Bobby Madrid just hit the sub button, Jeff. Send him something over there. You got a Cash App? Can you Cash App the guy for us? Send him
he's like
beers.
12 years old, so I don't.
Oh, damn it. Wow. 12-year-old? How'd you get that fan?
Well, he cosplays as a 12-year-old. I don't know if he actually is. But.
Yeah. He's like, who's it? Sour Shoes? You know what I mean?
So he, Donnie, this guy, Bobby Madrid, he comes on Spaces and he never talks, but he asks to come up as a speaker. And like, if you ask him something, he responds with just like an emoji. So like, if you say like, Bobby, how's your day today? And he'll flash like a thumbs up. Or if he thinks something funny, he'll laugh. You know,
love to meet these people in real life, like a reunion, like a get together. One of those things, Jeff. We're gonna do a road trip, right? Me and you. You know, crossing lines. We'll take it on the road. Meet these people face to face. Dap it up.
Some of these people I have.
Hakkasan. You meet them at Hakkasan out there.
No
in
offense.
Vegas.
Some of these people I have no interest in meeting. In fact, if some of these people come up to me in real life, I'd actually be quite rude to them and tell them to get the fuck away from me.
Ah, there you go. Come on, see that? That's just a facade by Jeff. You meet him, you probably buy some meat at lunch.
I'm not kidding. If one or two of these people come up to me in real life, I would tell security, get this person away from me. I'll stab them with this pen if you don't.
There we go. That's the Jeff we know, and that's perfect for our trending topics section today. It's not my, what's the word I'm looking for, Jeff? Not genre here, but like the, you say like, hey, we really want the 18 to 33 crowd because they pay the most money and all that stuff. I'm 48 years old. I don't know anything really about ISHOWSPEED, but I do know the name and I've seen them like throughout social media. For some reason, like sometimes when you type something in, it starts to give you more like that's the topic that you want to see. So yesterday he was doing a live, I don't know, the Portugal, and he did it in Brazil too, I saw. Like a live feed or a live,
also.
Yeah, what live stream, I should say. Mm-hmm. I don't think he spoke for like 30 minutes on the stream. Like, and I'm not saying I watched it, but just dipping in at times, the stream had tons of people watching, but he doesn't even say anything? Is that just people watching? What's the stream about? Or they just go, here, we film you 24 hours a day, eating, sleeping, taking a dump in the shower, watching a soccer game. What happens?
Bro, get that away from me, bro. Bro, get that away.
Look, he's upset, Jeff. How would you do if he did that to you when you had a picture and he stole it from you? What would you do to this guy?
Yeah, I don't someone who's in this like content world, I've never understood this part of it. I remember when I was at Barstool, we would have to do like live streams and stuff. It was one of the things I just didn't like. I don't understand them. Like a lot of the time, as you said, it's just basically people just sitting there on their phones. Like it's different if you're engaged and like involved in something. It's fun,
or doing a skit or like playing football, but just he was watching the game and not saying anything at this point.
There's like no one under the age of 18 that watches ISHOWSPEED though. Like if you look at all of his clips, it's always kids that are like that age, like 12, 13. Like I in a weird age group of people, I will say. When I was in Vegas the other night, I went to dinner and there was a group of like kids that age, like 12, 13. I guess they had rich parents and they were just like, hey, go have dinner and we'll pay for it. And like they all had phones, and like when I was younger, like I didn't have a phone until I was like 15, 16. And the only way I got the phone was I told this story, Donnie, at my father's
trouble.
Yeah, my father's funeral, that I went and got a phone in his name because we have the same name. And now these kids, like they have phones. I was at the airport. I saw a kid. She's like 3 or 4 years old, like sitting in the row next to me. She had a phone. Like, yeah, they all watch these streamers. They all want to be streamers. It's I don't understand how any of that's like funny or entertaining. Like that.
The word I was looking for was demographic. That's the word of the day. It's not my demographic, but I like fun stuff. Like I don't like certain people, but sometimes you watch their streams, like, you know what? It's interesting. Like I can get it. I see why people watch. But he had a camera on him in the box with like another person and was just like doing this the whole stream, Jeff.
Yeah.
And like 140,000 people watching him, not say anything, but looking at a game, but they couldn't show the game.
It's also lame how like all this, like the shtick that he does is like, it's all just like that, where he's like mad. He's like not actually mad.
Yeah, why was he? And he was crying like bent over, like he had like a stomach ache that like
he has
Ronaldo
like this,
lost.
Yeah, he has like this weird obsession with Ronaldo, but yeah, like I see like people like will like they'll make like racist comments towards him and he'll like film it. It's like a weird. No, I'm not even kidding. Like, there was a kid at like the Argentina game that was like making sounds of like, I'm not gonna say what animal, but like it's weird. He's like mad, but he doesn't get mad. It's a weird thought.
It is a weird demographic. Now, when we talk about things that need to be clipped, this next one, Jeff, I haven't gotten your opinion on this yet because I need to understand the mind of Jeff Nadu. Like when we talk about Nadu, Nadu loves the ladies. The ladies love Nadu, and we need him to explain things to us in person. I have my own takes on this, which I'm going to give, but the one I can't understand, I don't know what world you live in at times, but like the breaking of trust has to be devastating in so many ways. Like I love my wife, and if she was out gallivanting and I found out and I got embarrassed publicly, I mean privately, Jeff, most people don't even know your business out here, but publicly like this, there's Rossini on vacation with the kids and there's the husband. Jeff, in your world, because I don't understand it, how are they still married and how can that guy absolutely be on his wife? And I'm going to say this one thing. The only thing I can think of is he's a serial cheater as well. So it's like, okay, we're used to this because outside of that, I can't even lay next to a person who would do that to me. I wouldn't be able to do it.
Yeah, I've never understood like when a person catches their person cheating, they get mad at like the person that was cheating with them. And I think to myself, like, do you actually think she went to the bar and said like, yeah, I'm married? And he was like, oh yeah, well, that's cool. I'll just screw you anyway. It's like, well, no, she probably said I'm single and he didn't even know. Yeah. Look, in my house, this is why I don't have girlfriends and shit, because I would, well, number one, the girl I chose wouldn't do that, because she just would know. But I don't want to repeat what I would do, and it wouldn't be anything.
But like the concept of it, because I know relationships are purpose. But Jeff, flip it over to Vrabel. Vrabel's wife is still with him. What I learned, like, is it like, I guess when you're in that lifestyle, is it just accepted? It's like, hey, the mob family, Jeff, the Gumars, right? Like, hey, I got my Friday night girl, my Saturday night girl, and the rest of the week is the wife.
What is accepted, and this is why The Sopranos is a fantastic show, because there's so many things about it that they teach you that you don't even realize. And it's an acceptance of a woman is, like Carmela Soprano wanted the lifestyle, right? She had a good life with
gold
Tony.
Heart and a Hyundai or whatever.
Yeah, like, and right. You act like butter wouldn't melt in your mouth. She did nothing to achieve what she had achieved. The only thing she had become was a housewife to a powerful man, period. And she didn't want to trade in. And remember, she tried to trade in the Mercedes-Benz and hang out with the teacher. Remember Mr. Wegler?
Yes.
And Mr. Wegler used her just like Tony would or anybody else would. And she realized the grass wasn't greener on the other side.
Correct.
She hooks up with Tony in the Marco Polo episode, and it's back to normal. Most women accept cheating because they don't want to go out and make their own way in life. Here's the truth of the matter that very few women will tell you. Not a lot of women can survive on their own. They just can't. There's a few that can. For instance, I've worked with some women that can absolutely survive on their own. They're powerful and successful in their own right. But 95% of women need a man to help them out through life. It's just the truth. It just is.
They do. Write it down like the tablets.
And they're willing to accept bad behavior as long as do what you got to do. It's just when you come home, you're with me. Would it be something that I would want? No. If I ever found out my wife was cheating on me, she shouldn't come home. This is why I wouldn't get married, because I'm never giving you half and nothing. You didn't earn shit.
What happens if she comes to the table more, though? Cheating's never acceptable, though. Cheating's never acceptable. And I don't, again, it's both sides here. Usually that happens, you get divorced immediately. And also, Jeff, like, you're somewhat of a personality, right? Let's just go to Joe Public, who just shows up at his 9 to 5, and, you know, his wife cheated on him. You know who knows about it? 2 or 3 people. How about the entire world for 6 months reports on you getting cucked live every single day, where no matter where you go, Jeff, hey, table for 2, Rossini over here. See the guy she's sitting down with. See, the
thing is, though, the weird world we're in, it benefits him. He gets something out. Like, she's as popular. What does he get out of it? I'll tell you what. She's as popular she's ever been right now.
That's true. Yeah.
And here's the devil's advocate, Donnie, for you for a second. If I look at just the thought of true love, right? Do I believe in true love? Is there a woman out there that I'll see someday that I'll look at? And I've always said, if there was a woman I ever met where I didn't look at other women when I was with them, I'd probably know that was it. There's been one woman in my life. It was the first girl I ever dated ever. I was a kid in high school, and she's the one that got away. I've talked about it many times. She's very successful. She would have been a great wife, and that's that. She was actually, I think you probably met her at my father's funeral. She came, and it was so impressive to me that after all these years, she just showed up. I didn't know she was going to come, and that's the kind of woman she was. She was always there when it mattered. But I say this to say, though, if let's say I married her,
look at that graphic,
and years later she made a mistake or I made a mistake, maybe her husband, Rossini's husband, looks at it and says, "You made a mistake. I still love you. I still care about you. We're gonna figure this out." I got to say, like maybe is it? Maybe
it's not a one-time mistake, though. Do you know what I mean? Like, hey, I just one night I got caught up. I met like Jeff. This was like 6 years.
Yeah, and maybe on the other hand, maybe they're just swingers or something.
That's what I'm saying. Like, the only thing I can come to is both of them have an agreement in their relationships. You see whoever you want. I will do the same. We get along with each other. We're raising a family. Let's deal with it. That's it. Otherwise, it makes no sense. It makes zero sense.
Can we show that video of her walking in the pool?
Go ahead.
At the pool again?
Yeah, we got it. Pop it back up. What do we got?
I get it.
Look at Jeff. Yeah,
I'll just say I get it.
You get it.
I mean, she's got that like early 40s, like hot secretary vibe to her. Not a bad ass either. My God.
There you go.
For a white girl?
Positive out of Nadu right here. That's what we love, man. That's Nadu. That's classic Nadu right here.
On this show? I think that'd be a good guess.
Look, breaking news. You never know what she has up her sleeve at this point right now. Getting the business, getting the job done. That's what she does, Jeff. We got to keep moving, though. We got a lot more hot topics to get to. I'm going to skip this one on Max Crosby and his cipher here. We'll do that for another day. Have you, Jeff, are you because I know I've been to Costco before. I've been to Sam's Club.
Oh, no.
2-0?
Money line on Egypt?
Here, you like this, Jeff? Signal the 2-0 goal. Who scored it? Salah? Who got it?
I'm not sure. I'm going to see right now.
Zico. Hey, Zico. Z-I-C-O, okay. Jeff.
Let me ask you a question.
Yes.
Trivia. And I just thought of this because it's the Middle East. Do you know what the biggest city in the Middle East is? City, not country.
In the Middle East?
Yeah. So you're,
Tehran? I don't know. Tehran?
Cairo in Egypt.
Oh, wow. Egypt. Okay. Yeah.
Yep.
There you go. Look, by the way, they're going to party. They are going to party tonight, and Argentina is going to have one big cry fest here. This is interesting, man. 2-0, Jeff. So your light wager on Egypt getting the job done, looking good.
Yeah, so I played Egypt plus 235 to win the game in regulation. So,
yeah.
Let's see. You never know. 2-goal lead is never safe, especially when you have Messi. So. We're still going to be we still got to worry here. There's still a lot of time in this game.
I see Alex out here saying VAR no goal at this point. Oh, no, VAR reviewing the goal, Jeff. Always. They can't. If there's anything that they can overturn this for, bang, get out. Anything. Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure that'll happen. I mean, that's just the thought of having Egypt. It's like, this is like in the NCAA tournament when Loyola beats Kentucky. It's like, you don't want that.
No, you don't. It's fun in the moment. Oh my goodness.
Goal removed.
And then you're like, why don't I get to see Messi anymore? Because, Egypt ended up knocking him out at this point. That's what it always gets to here.
Yeah.
See,
by the way,
go ahead. Oh yeah, I got a good topic for you.
The Middle East is absolutely Egypt. Okay.
Oh, they're getting upset about that? So who's getting upset about that in the chat box? Look at that. Jack Falk said it's Africa, man. You know what?
It's a Middle Eastern country, dummy. They speak Arabic.
Do you eat potato chips, Jeff, at all?
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Look at this. I don't understand this. I don't know why you would want it.
Wait.
Pringles launching hot dog buns that come in their iconic cans. The buns come in 3 fan favorite chip flavors: sour cream and onion, barbecue, and honey mustard. So let me get this straight, Jeff. That hot dog bun could be in there like 2 months, and then you open it and you eat it, and is it one hot dog bun in there? What is this? Why would you? I like Pringles, but by the way, Pringles actually aren't considered potato chips. Do you know, Jeff, they're not allowed to say potato chips on their can because they're not potato chips? How about that?
They're crisps.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. One thing about growing up that I've noticed in my adult life is you kind of realize once you're older that like a lot of the food that this country serves you or presents you is so bad for you, right? Like, you ever go to the grocery store and look around and just think like, why do we need 16,000 types of soda and like this kind of crap?
In a can that's not a chip, that's actually a hot dog bun, but also like, what, you get one bun? What do you get? Like, what are we buying? I don't even understand this.
I also look at my diet too now, Donnie. It's like I'm so accepting of like good food now. Like, I remember when I was a kid, like you'd pick like mushrooms out of something, you wouldn't eat them. It's like now it's just like, you know what? Throw it in. It's probably good for me. I'll eat it. You know, like I was eating miso soup the other night, and it's like mushrooms, very good for your immune system and things like that. And now it's like I just eat mushrooms. Like I don't eat any of this stuff because it's so bad for you. I'm not going to tell you I don't eat poorly occasionally, but I will say with chips, potato chips, an underrated thing to have potato chips with, a burger. I know a lot of people like fries with a burger, but I like a good potato chip with a burger.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. By the way, one last topic, Jeff, before we get out of today. I mean, it's a couple minutes you might have to spend on it here. And it deals with Jeff Nadu's 37th birthday bash, which is making its view around.
What's this about?
We got people booking flights, Jeff, for you. And we want to know who this person is. Yeah. Annika Christie, quote, Jeff, I have officially booked my flight and hotel for Jeff Nadu's 37th birthday bash in Lancaster, PA. It was expensive. It will be worth it, Jeff. So the ladies are showing up. Tons of views on this. What's the deal?
Yeah, so Annika's she works at Barstool. She's a friend. She's I've actually met her last year at the Barstool Beach House. Great girl. And I think she's kind of viewing it as she's a California girl. She's never been to this area. It's middle of the summer. I think she kind of views it as maybe a good time. She's writing a blog today, I believe, on why she's doing it.
Wow.
I'm happy to have her. She told me she wanted to come, and we've got some other people coming from Barstool that'll be there. So, yeah, it's cool. I'm actually I'm going to have her at my sister's table. It's like I'm planning a wedding, Donnie. I have like
Can't tables. Have the people next to certain people, Jeff? You worried about that? What do you got going on there?
Well, I want to make sure that like she has a good time, and like my sister, I think it would be a good place for her to be. Plus, look, Annika, beautiful girl. You know, I'm sure there's going to be a bunch of skeevy people trying to like holler at her and stuff. So I kind of told the security, I'm like, look, my sister's table, keep people away from them. My sister's married. I don't want to have to. And look, I'm not a big fighter, but I will teach you a fucking lesson if you try to come at my sister. You know.
What's the date of this party, by the way? Is it Saturday, July 26th, as it says on this poster? Or is that a fake AI?
No, that's July 18th on the poster.
This one says Jeff Nadu's 37th birthday bash, Saturday, July 26th.
Where?
Somewhere nice. They're messing it up on you. This one actually comes from, hold on. Is this an AI picture here? Did somebody post an AI one where they made it up? I was just going under the link. Did you on her tweet? The first one under it is a guy sitting by John Simpson, who added me and Joe Lisi. Did he make that himself? It's pretty good. Click on it. It pops right up for me underneath it.
Let me take a look here. I haven't seen that. No, it's July 18th.
Yeah, see that? Wrong day. People are going to show up the week later, Jeff. Can't it? July 18th. So we're on the 7th, under 2 weeks away from the party, Jeff.
So, Donnie,
Is there a cover? Is there a cover charge?
Yeah, so here's what's going to happen. So I have a guest list. I have probably about 100 people so far on the guest list. They will get preferential ability to enter. We have to have some sort of semblance. That's not to say you won't get in. I mean, the club can have people in, but I want to have certain people in there for sure. I actually posted, if you're coming to the party, contact me. I got so many DMs. I still haven't responded to all of them. So, yeah, I don't know who you're talking about this guy is, but he's a clown. I don't know who he is.
There you go. He made up a nice poster. So you smoking a cigar, hot lady next to you here, a lot of little tidbits down there. But the date is wrong. That's how you know it's AI, where they just mess up some certain things at this point. But all of that coming to a head. But by the way, quick update before we get out of here. VAR, Jeff, takes the goal away. 1-0 Egypt. And by the way, I'm going to ask the chat box real quick here because we don't have much time. Was it a good callback on the VAR, or was it questionable out here in these streets, Jeff? Did you see it? I didn't see it.
I have not seen it. I'm actually gonna let me look at the goal right now here. Zico scored the goals. Let me take a look.
People are saying VAR to the rescue for Argentina on social media, but I don't know if we get the chat box's take on that.
I'm looking at it right now.
What actually happened?
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now.
Give me the review. Give me the quick review on it.
Come on, can I see the goddamn goal here? Fuck, man. It's all just pictures. I'm trying to get it, but I can't
They
find
like to
it.
restrict it so much. Everybody's saying that is so corrupt.
We only had people
goodness.
behind the scenes that could pull this for us. That would be cool.
Questionable. Oh, it's a crossing line. It says questionable here. It's interesting stuff, but that's the way it is, Jeff. There it is. See the picture? Look, bottom. They don't show the bottom of it, but it was saying the wrong date there. You got the cigar. You got the hot lady here. Barstool employee off his leash. You're riding the nice muscle car down there. There it is. Saturday, July 26th. That's not the date, people. Don't go showing up a week later looking for Jeff's party.
Yeah, I want to make one final
point
on
Go ahead.
on something going on.
Floor is yours,
By the way,
Senator.
that's super cringy, whatever that is. Enough with these stupid. They all look the same. These stupid AI things. Enough with it, bro. Enough.
Oh, Alex says 2-0 now. Oh my goodness, Jeff.
Let's stop.
Goodness.
Okay, we can't show footage. My apologies. Yeah, no, enough with these. And it's always the same. Like they all look the same. Like, first of all, it's a place to be named. Like everybody knows where it's going to be. Like it's at Yorgos. Everybody knows that. Like
that's AI,
like enough
man.
with the dumb mob shit. I'm not in the mob. Like it's goofy. It's cringy as fuck.
I love it. That's Nadu, man. Fired up. Egypt 2-0.
2-0.
Jeff told you at the half to take Egypt. Now they got a 2-goal lead. We might need the dancing emoji up here at this point.
They only need to score 2, remember.
Okay.
Remember, they don't need 3. They just need 2. So listen, it's never over. I've seen these sports so many times. Is that going to stand? Wow, Zico scored again. Same guy.
Zico. We can't keep him off the board. Zico virus out here just getting busy at this point. But that'll do it. Chat box was on fire today. Support was fantastic. Hit the subscribe button. And I'm just going to tell you this once again, and Jeff knows, and he's excited as well. Football season is getting close. We have monster things that we are going to do with this channel. It just starts with YouTube. The finishing line, you can be able to see that out there in the distance. But that'll do it for today's show. We're here Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, 12 p.m. Eastern. Get your licks in, boys. It's Donnie Wrights out. It's Jeff Nadu. You know what? Good luck on your wagers tonight. Major League Baseball, soccer, whatever. We'll see you tomorrow at noon.